All right, we do have Quarantine versus Anti-Clown Association. Alterac Pass, Braxis Holdout, Dragonshire, and Sky Temple are banned. The first map is Volskaya Foundry. Let's go to the draft. Stoic, how are you this evening? All right. Turns out one of the players tonight is the coach of another team in NGS. And one of the one of the players of the team is watching tonight. I think he's cheering for Quarantine just based off of that. Volskaya Foundry, like we said, this is Heroic Division. These are two of the best teams in NGS going at it. First ban about to go out. Um, Chromie being banned from Team Quarantine. That is interesting. Maybe they know something we don't. Oh, really? Do why would Quarantine know that so much about Apparition already when this is just week 1 of the season? Huh. So turns out we can't hear you for some reason. I can hear you, but the chat can't. That's that's awkward. I am seeing no sound out right now. That's awkward. I don't know how to fix that. But these two teams have been playing each other for a while. Um, but so Chromie ban, Deathwing ban for Quarantine, and Zool and Anna coming out for Anti Clown. I am getting no game sound right now, no out sound on my OBS. This is interesting. Let's see. All right, you guys are gonna get a black screen for a second. Let's see what's going on. Lord. Joanna and Sylvanas coming out to counter the Li Ming first pick. Sylvanas has been very prominent recently, and Joanna as well, being a big beefy tank. Um, I'm gonna try something, and I'm probably gonna lose Stoic in the process. So hang out. So hang on, guys. We get a Stukov and a Greymane pick. Yay! First week issues. Um. Huh. All right. Let's see if that. I'm still not getting sound. This is fantastic. Ural banned from Anti Clown Association. Quarantine coming up with their second ban. Let me let Stoic know what's up. Chin banned from uh I bet I know what's going on. All right, hang on. Chin is the ban from Stukov. Not from Stukov, from Stukov. I'm looking at Stukov. Chin is the ban from Quarantine. Quarantine, Stukov does pathogens. It's the same thing, right? Mephisto and Lucio coming out. Mephisto has been a big damage dealer in NGS so far. Look for a lot of pressure coming from him. ETC and Blaze bringing up the front line for Team Quaranteam. Samuro filling out the draft from Anti-Clown Association. Looks like we're going to get a lot of pressure coming from Anti-Clown Association into what looks like a committed team fight comp out of Quaranteam. All right, let's figure out what's going on here. All right, I think I fixed it. I think I fixed it. Let's get this going.
Commence combat preparations.
All right. Stoic, are you there, bud?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, and it looks like OBS can hear you.
All right. And if chat can hear the game, which it looks like they can, I think we're back in it.
Yeah, man, let's do it.
3, 2,
All righty.
1.
All right,
Technical
you want to run over
difficulties.
talents for us real quick?
You want me to go over talents? Sure. We
Yeah.
got Li Ming, Aether Walker. I got Stukov looking at throwing his weighted pustule. We got ETC looking for a block party to look to deny some physical damage. Blaze with Neural Stim Pack, and Rayman with a classic viciousness. Lucio for the red team's got Accelerando. Light of the Banshee
A lot of
King.
exchange coming into mid lane right off the bat. Again, everyone pulled back up to full health for the most part, but what a hard engage to start off the match. All right, keep going, Stoic. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no worries. We got a Furious Spark from Mephisto, and Samuro's looking for the Way of the Blade, and Johanna with Hold Your Ground. Teams are looking pretty standard overall this first match.
Team claims first blood.
But as we say that, Li Ming finds the kill and the reset on Johanna.
Thank
Mark
you.
the
I'm
first
sorry.
blood.
I had a production error again.
You're good.
All right, a big exchange overall for that first blood over the course of the first minute of the game. And after that kill, both teams look like they're going for their turret camps, getting ready for the first objective. While they're doing that, a quick recap of what you were trying to say when we found out that we couldn't hear you. These two teams have seen each other before?
These two teams have seen each other before in the Region Invitational, in Division S, and last season in Heroic Division of Season 8. The Anti-Clown Association being your champions of Heroic Division Season 8, with only, though, Kelsey returning from the team that won just one season ago.
So this is pretty much a brand new team, so it's not even a title defense match right now, solely just a comeback story for Quaranteam if it goes their direction, huh? Kelsey are
This is
playing
true.
for pride at this point.
You're exactly right. Speaking of playing for pride, the last time these two teams faced in the Regen Challenger bracket, Quaranteam won. So there's a little bit, actually, some pressure here on this new Anti-Clown Association to come back and take what they should feel is theirs.
Quaranteam making an early play on the support camp. staying as a group the whole time, but they're still staying up on their XP. Part of that can be attributed to the 2-0 kill count they have, but Samro being uncontested in the bot lane, getting a lot of soak on his own. The first capture point for the Triglav Protector is getting ready to spawn, and it looks like both teams are also getting their siege camps, trying to get control of the top lane during this mid lane objective.
Yeah, really interesting. What those 2 kills allowed them to do was get that support camp, and now they're going to cap their siege camp after, giving them a slight advantage here in this top lane.
Assuming that they get this other siege camp down first, yes, I've noticed a lot of times the second siege camp capped usually does end up pushing out first and taking out the first siege camp. Let's see if that holds true, especially with the lead being trying to wear it down before joining her team. So what we see is Anti-Clown Association getting control of the objective point first, but it's a 3v3 right now. Mephisto comes in, he gets the Lightning Nova out, gets a lot of damage, is it enough for a quick reset? It doesn't look like it, but now it's a 5v3 as Quaranteam comes up to respond. Sylvanas and Samro staying in their lanes, trying to get that XP caught up because they're down a talent tier right now, but that is about to change.
We're seeing Sylvanas forced to respond to that top lane. Kelsey are clearing out that siege camp, getting the value from Mercenary Queen. But as we say that, Carbon is forced off the point.
Yep, but Quaranteam is able to hold on to the point long enough. They hardly lose any of that possession tracker, so they're still maintaining gain on the objective. Now they're all the way pushed off. Anti-Clown Association taking it back. They got about a third of the value already to Quarantine 63%, looking to make up that difference and take the first Triglav.
Yeah.
Looks like both teams trying to get those turrets again. Looks like they really want this first objective. Oh, maybe not. Greymane and Stukov both holding onto a turret. Quarantine may be, same for Lucio and Sylvanas, they may both be not wanting to use the turrets during the first objective as it is less powerful and waiting until that second one to really make a push. Quarantine pushing off Anti-Clown Association from the objective, 67 to 87%, 60 to the Quarantine progress counting up. Anti-Clown Association jumping back in. We see a condemn come from the Joanna. Big engage overall. Both turrets go down for Anti-Clown Association, but so do Lucio and Samuro. Joanna finishing your quest. Blaze going down from the Sylvanas. Mephisto looking in real bad shape. He managed to get out. Same for Sylvanas. Li Ming chasing hard, catches the Mephisto, and then catches the Sylvanas with the reset on the Calamity.
Making that a mega kill. So first objective and level 10 both go to Quarantine as they look to push this fort for free.
Yeah, they will get a lot of progress out of it. If it weren't for the fact of that wipe on behalf of Team Quarantine, they probably would have gone top to get advantage for the next objective, but when you can free push, you might as well do it. They lost almost no health on the Protector. They still have 30 seconds left. And so they can come get some progress on this top lane.
Commanding lead they've established in game 1.
They now have heroic talent tier advantage as well. They're up 6 kills to 1, or they're up 7 to 1, a lead of 6 kills. Math is hard. Triglav Protector taking out the health fountain is working on getting that fort disabled with the hand. It's back up. Mephisto putting in a lot of defense damage. The fort stays up, but it is almost down. Not going to be very hard to knock over now. Quarantine not falling too far back. They're going to that support camp after the objective, picking up that biotic emitter, while Anti-Clown Association does clear out the lane before going anywhere else. Greymane looking to reestablish map control in that top lane, trying to get that fort push down, I imagine, before this next objective comes up. Gives them a big advantage going into the top lane. Big Dirts of Hate coming out from the Mephisto, and then ETC silence, but it's not going to be enough to take anyone down. That is a Wailing Arrow and a Dirts of Hate, along with Blessed Shield, down for Anti-Clown Association just at the loss of a Wave of Force, which is such a low cooldown on Li Ming. That's basically 3 ultimates for none.
And with the ultimate economy in favor of the blue team, they're going to walk up and feel free to take red team's camp here.
As they should. 3 ultimates for no kills is going to hurt Anti-Clown Association big in the upcoming minute or so.
Yeah. So we have a huge item advantage in the favor of the Quarantine.
ETC also sliding in, trying to scare off the Joanna. It works. The entire Anti-Clown Association. What the heck? Sorry about that, folks. The entire Anti-Clown Association backing off, retreating to the top lane, trying to hold on to what little bit of that lane they have left.
The bottom lane, we have Valimar on his favorite, Samuro, who's pushing Cookie Man around, establishing some lane domination. We'll see if this comes back to hold them in the game.
How do you think Cookie Man likes his cookies? He is playing the lane.
I'm sure he likes them well burnt.
Well burnt. All right.
Oh!
Oh, a
And Valimar's
gank coming in
struggling.
on Samuro from Greymane. Look at the clone swapping.
Incredible.
Expert escape for Samuro. Uh-oh, but he runs into Blaze. He's escaping the wrong direction. He's probably waiting for that Windwalk cooldown to come back. Blaze trying to hunt him down. Samuro, not a whole lot of places to go. His clones are looking in trouble.
Oh.
He's in trouble. Samuro goes down.
Gets the stun for being too close to his clones. Unfortunate.
Li Ming finishing off of Joanna. Joanna was looking in bad shape in that 1v3.
Yeah.
Li Ming just putting the nail in the coffin on Joanna.
In a moment.
So we have
Harvard
Anti-Clown
Coach,
Association at a
so.
huge disadvantage coming to this next objective. They're about to be down 2 forts and most of the bottom one coming into this next Triglav. How does Anti-Clown Association make it back?
You know, I was going to ask you the same question because it's going to be hard for them. I think that they're going to need to wait till they get 13 and find a good engage with a good.
I think they're going to have to wait for Quaranteam to make a mistake at this point. Both of these teams were so solid from what we've seen just in these few minutes, and at their camp timing, their objective play. I think that unless Quarantine makes a big mistake that a Joanna engage can punish them for, I don't think Anti-Clown Association is going to be able to push back on these objectives. Maybe a later game Mephisto can change that.
I think that's a good point. I think that's totally possible. And as we're seeing, the Quarantine is fine to give up some percentage on this objective. They don't want to be in a position where they can make a mistake. So I think you put the nail. I think you hit the nail on the head right there.
They are exchanging that time on the objective for the bottom fort. So they still get map pressure out of it, but the entire Quarantine is down bottom. But the entire Anti-Cloud Association has moved off of the objective, leaving it open for ETC to go take uncontested.
And now with a 3-level advantage and a talent tier lead, Quarantine might just get this for free. Maybe.
They might. Well, yeah, again, the entire Anti-Clown Association is in the bot lane. Quarantine has started rotating back up. Getting some clear off of the siege camp that's still there. Their own siege camp being worn down to one what's a Medusi left. I believe that's the official name of it. It's got almost no health.
I think that is correct. The correct term.
Go little
These
what's a
two teams-
Medusi. I believe in you. You can know. F in
For a-
chat for the what's a Medusi.
For a brawl-filled first 7.5 minutes of this game, these last couple have been a lot of ring around the rosy, with neither team really wanting to engage.
Well, again, Quarantine really only has progress to lose on a bad engage, and Anti-Clown Association doesn't want to engage a talent tier down 3 levels with no pressure available to them.
You're right, but I mean, as this protector pushes onto this mid keep wall or maybe bottom, how long can they wait? I guess now's the time.
This is it. They go in. Mephisto gets some damage out. Samuro trying to put pressure on the Li Ming. He has to get out as well. Blaze poking at the Joanna. The Triglav Protector moving to the bottom lane, trying to get that keep coming up for the next objective. Sylvanas putting out a lot of damage on the Triglav Protector, but again, with the level disadvantage, it's going to be hard to wear it down. They're taking out that keep wall just fine. Samuro getting caught by the Blaze just outside the lane. Bunker goes down. Lots of poison damage went out somehow. Durance of Hate and the Mosh Pit going out. Mephisto going to work. Lucio getting out with almost no health. Just a biotic emitter, but he goes down to the Triglav Protector. Gunner, Li Ming with the reset, able to finish off the Mephisto. Blaze whiffing on the Samuro, trying to catch him on his way out. Joanna, almost no health. Sylvanas tapped the health fountain to try to be able to stay in the fight. That was a 2-for-0 favor Quaranteam. With the kill count at 11-1, things just got a whole lot worse for Anti-Clown Association. Quaranteam's got to feel really good about their showing in this first game.
I think they do. And down 3 levels, still not having their 16. Our ACA needs to.
They need to get some Quaranteam
yeah.
invading the Anti-Clown Association Whatchamadoozy camp, getting all 3 of them pushing for them, but Samuro killing one Whatchamadoozy already, now the second. That camp's not going to get anywhere. They do. Quaranteam does, however, take the turret from Anti-Clown Association. Just complete denial of service to the entire team as they turn the entire map blue.
And with on the same talent tier, we see Anti-Clown Association taking the blue team's turret, and we see that our blue team, Quaranteam, taking the support camp in trade.
It's about time that they finally got to level 16, even up the talent tiers. This is the only opportunity they're going to have to fight right now, probably before the end of the game, and still be on the same talent tier. If they don't get pressure out now, if they don't find some way to turn this around almost immediately, this next Treatment Protector could probably be it. Quaranteam's getting close to hitting their level 20s. And at that point, there's just not a whole lot ACA is going to be able to do during the next objective.
And we've seen how strong that third protector can be on the core. So
absolutely,
time is ticking here for the Anti-Clown Association.
Very interesting. All 5 members of Quaranteam sitting here in the mid lane, just waiting to see how they want to respond. They have a 2-level advantage and map pressure out the wazoo, so they're able to just sit back and figure out exactly what they want to do instead of taking risky separations from the rest of the team.
I think you're right. We're definitely. I can feel that respect there. That they have a significant advantage, but they're not rushing into anything and putting themselves in position to make mistakes.
Now we do see Quaranteam pushing in top. They do get their 20s. They're looking for an opportunity to push because now they do want to engage. Because even if they make a small mistake with the engage, there's not going to be a whole lot ACA can do about it.
Yeah.
And so they're pushing in on the top lane. The bottom objective is getting ready to spawn. It's got about 20 seconds left. Big push into the walls and the tower. Joanna coming out, trying to scare him off. It's not going to do much. Siege Camp pushing in. You see a wave of force go out. Doesn't reposition anyone too hard, though. Looking to get a catch with that repulsion. Mephisto jumps out with the Lightning Nova. Samuro gonna go try to cap the objective while the rest of his team defends top. They do defend the keep. It's not gonna get anywhere. And all 5 members of Quaranteam start heading down to the bottom lane. Looks like they're gonna stop at the turret camp and steal that first.
This is the last item they can pick up without using one.
All 5 members now have an item. That is 4 turrets and a biotic emitter. This objective is not going to be contested by Anti-Clown Association. And if it is, they will wish they hadn't.
That is certainly true. Anti-Clown Association looking for some damage on top lane, but not quite able to get that fort, looks like. They're backing off. And it looks like with the map control that the Quaranteam has, Anti-Clown Association is not quite sure where to go. They don't have vision of the Blaze and the rest of this team. They're not sure where the blue team is.
Well, I think they know that for the most, they at least have someone on the point. That's obvious, of course.
True.
The question is the rest of the team there? Is the rest of the team looking for a catch? Now, with them coming up close to level 20, they are actually going to make it to level 20, but will it be enough to defend the protector that is just spawned for the bottom team? They do have pressure in the top lane that Quaranteam chose to let go so that they could stay together in case Anti-Clown Association came down. But Samuro is going to keep pushing. Looks like he did just go back. to help defend. That siege camp probably gonna do a lot of work top, and if they can defend this protector, that siege camp might be the difference in them getting back in this game or not. Lots of damage going out on the protector pretty quick, 10% already, but it's gonna jump in on the core. It's gonna be able to put up one damage on the core. It's gonna help the team fight instead. Durance of Hate, big root on Lee Ming. Stukov go down. Big mosh pit, counter mosh pit from the ETC. Greymane jumps in, Sylvanas falls too, but Greymane goes down for that as well. The protector only driven by Blaze, no gunner, and that's gonna take a lot of damage off of the protector. That's probably the mistake that Quaranteam, or that ACA was looking for Quaranteam to make, not maximizing their protector damage. Blaze looks like he's gonna get caught too. And as you can see, Samuro picked up one of the turrets, and Mephisto as well. Looks like they lost those items in that process. Didn't get the drop of Blaze is going to get finished off by the Samuro.
I think there were 2 members in the protector, but as the Anti-Cloud Association noticed the backline was vulnerable, they jumped on it, which caused one of the members to jump out of the protector, who also got killed. I think that's what happened there.
And that makes sense. That would make a lot more sense. And I just didn't quite notice it. Thank you for catching that. The huge item exchange in that process, though. ETC with no item. The dead people that are now respawning, obviously no item. Samuro and Mephisto with the turret. And I'm going to go ahead and say I called it. Late game Mephisto going to be pretty much the only thing to hold them into this game. That damage, absolutely nutty in that fight. Samuro, however, with the higher damage overall, but I think a lot of that comes from that laning phase against the Blaze. Mephisto not too far behind, and he's not risking himself for extra damage. He's only putting out that team fight damage, and when you get quick kills, it's hard to pad numbers as well.
That's right. That's why you see Calamity Lemmings not getting 80,000 damage like their orb sisters.
I'm an Orb Ming player. And I love it. Oh yeah, absolutely, I love it.
It has its place.
It forces positioning, which Joanna didn't really have. She gets caught by Greymane, speaking of segues, and she gets out just fine, missing a quarter of her health. She did have to pop her trait though. That's going to be down for a few more seconds before going into another team fight. Anti-Cloud Association on the same tier, only a level down, but that doesn't make much difference now. Looking for a good engage, they find the Blaze. Blaze drops the bunker, Moss on the ETC, Blaze gets out, they pick up the Sylvanas, credit Greymane, turret goes down for ACA. Mephisto looking to get away before he can put out some more damage. Blaze trying to engage, there goes the Shade and the Lightning Nova. The Globe from Li Ming almost killing him, he bounces back to the Shade. Both teams in bad shape. Greymane trying to look for an opportunity for an execute. He's in the best health situation out of both teams. Quaranteam able to get a good disengage, 1-for-0 kill as the objective is getting ready to spawn. Sylvanas is going to be down when the protector objective comes up. This is the 4th protector, and I've been told that on this map, if you go beyond 4 protectors, you're doing something wrong. So this will probably see the end of the game inside, no matter which team it goes to.
I think you're right. In favor right now of Quaranteam, but Anti-Cloud Association could pull this off.
Now,
We've seen it get the
Quaranteam
kills.
did not go back at all during that, and Sylvanas is about to spawn. So, as far as cooldowns go as well, Mosh Pit's still on cooldown, and ACA is about to have all of their heroics up. But Quaranteam does get established on the objective first, but looks like they're about to back off a little bit, waiting for the Greymane as ACA comes in. ACA comes in, takes the platform, pushes them off. They're going to start getting progress for themselves, and as long as nobody steps on while that meter builds up. Samuro trying to get some clear while he can. You see some good anchoring coming out of the tanks, and a turret being picked up for Quaranteam. Looks like turret getting picked up for ACA as well. And that's 2 turrets available for ACA, a turret and an emitter available for Quaranteam. Wailing Arrow goes out, Durance of Hate, big Lightning Nova, Stukov. That's not Gul'dan, that's Greymane. Stukov and Greymane going down. Big exchange for ACA, Li Ming the follow. Blaze stuck in the bunker. He gets caught, he's going the wrong direction to get out. Sylvanas with the chase on Banshees.
That Durance of Hate
Blaze is down.
That Durance of Hate just changed the whole game.
That was huge.
Wow.
That
That
was
was so
absolutely
huge.
huge. Now, instead of improving Endurance of Hate, this is a Lightning Nova Mephisto, so he did go Mimic, so he will have Lightning Nova on both his E and his W, so his Shade and himself when he shades.
Getting so much damage there on those rooted targets with that value there at the end. Wow. And suddenly this game, this Protector could very easily walk to this core.
It could walk to the core. There are Winions pushing in on Anti-Clown Association, but Samuro is taking care of it, and Samuro is no clown. This Tree Love Protector doing big damage to this bottom keep. This probably is... No, he's backing out, and Joanna's teammate gets out of the Protector. She's just trying to walk it out as basically an extra health bar to her own to help her escape. Here comes the Samuro in from the back. ETC getting distracted. Now Sylvanas and Mephisto in the Protector. Joanna gets out to help engage. Looking for a shield opportunity. She traits though. Almost all ultimates up right now. There goes the massive shove, pushing Joanna way away from the fight. The Tree Love Protector at 34% health right now. It'll go down soon. It did get a keep. That's big value. And Quaranteam looking from a huge stomp to now hanging on for their life. Samuro with distraction tactics. The Tree Love Protector jumps onto the Greymane and he gets stunned. The kill goes out on Greymane. ACA looking in a good position to keep pushing. Mosh pit from the ETC. It doesn't hit anybody, but he gets shoved into the wall. Another massive shove from Stuka, pushing out the Joanna. Poor Joanna, she doesn't even get a chance to play right now.
Well-timed bunker from Cookie Man will save his life, but as this Protector winds down, Anti-Clown Association is in a spot to contest the core.
When Blaze drops bunker, does he automatically go in it, or does he have to drop it and they go in?
I think he automatically goes in.
Okay.
Chat can correct us if I'm wrong.
I know that he can go in and out at will. I just didn't know how it started. Alright, Anti-Clown Association does get the enemy's turret camp. It looks like Quaranteam looking to make a play on the support camp to get that biotic emitter, but they quickly back off as Anti-Clown Association closes in, and they're going to take it instead. And Quaranteam going to settle for their siege camp, had that pushing down the lane. But I imagine Anti-Clown Association will also get their own siege camp to have that going. Chat does say that he does go in automatically. Thank you, chat.
I think we got to take a second here to shout out this Valimar playing Samuro, just with tons of damage, tons of experience, really just deciding to keep Anti-Clown Association in this game, not falling behind on Soak, making sure that bottom lane is now pushed to the blue side.
That's true.
Previously, it just been catapults on the core.
Yeah, Samuro's macro play has been huge here. Mephisto's team fighting, amazing, but without Samuro's macro, I think Anti-Clown Association would be the laughing stocks of this game. That's supposed to be a clown joke. It's not supposed to be me, and I apologize. Quaranteam and Anti-Clown Association both chilling in the top lane, looking for an engage. Neither one wanting to make a mistake. EDC slides in, jump from the Greymane. Sylvanas goes down. Quaranteam pushing in on the keep. Now it's a 4v5 defense. Blaze in the bunker. 2 tanks and a healer in the bunker. They get out. No more Quarantine. No more Quarantine for Quarantine. They come out of the bunker. They take out the keep. Li Ming about to fall. Never mind. That's Stukov healing for you. They're pushing in on the core. They got to get through the minions first. And remember, this core will try to shove you off if you're not paying attention. EDC trying to get a catch. It's not going to be enough. Mephisto coming out with that damage. Is it going to be enough for resets off that Lightning Nova? He throws out a Q, hits 3 people. That should do it. He should be able to jump back in any moment now. And even if he gets stunned, coming back on the Shade will keep him safe. Even if he's stunned, he will go back. He gets shoved back into the core. They're holding Quaranteam off pretty well, but they are going to lose that middle keep. That's going to be a 3-building disadvantage for Quaranteam. Or rather, for Anti-Clown Association. Big Doors of Hate on 2 people. There's the Lightning Nova. Silence from the Wailing Arrow on Stukov, that's going to take him out. Big mosh pit from ETC, but ETC is going to go down too. Greymane getting out with 100 health into the wrong direction. That is a wipe. Favor Anti-Clown Association. 5-0 wipe. As the objective comes up, they can go up, do this now, and walk it in top. I think, well, instead, or they can just walk it in bot without the objective. Silly me going up to that platform. I think that's
28
it.
minutes in. This is core. This is core. That again, that Blessed Shield Durance of Hate combo from Johanna and Mephisto really establishing the team fight presence. Mephisto follows up with that Lightning Nova. We saw five go down, and this game just turned right around. Look at that.
I want to know what happened. Like, other than, so we know the macro from Samuro was huge in keeping them in the game, and then it has to be the power spike on Mephisto getting his W on both his clone and his shade.
Essentially doubling his team fight damage. I mean, because if you look at that, he finally did pass Samuro the hero damage, topping the charts with 80,000.
Stoic, we can't see your beautiful face right now.
Oh, what? I turned it off. I'm sorry. Maybe.
Oh, okay. Well, if you want to join us, you can. There we go. Welcome back. All right, so we have Mephisto leading the charts just a little bit above Samuro, and then Sylvanas, and then we finally get to Quaranteam. A huge damage numbers game for Anti-Clown Association later on, and healing from Lucio to go with it. So at that point, it just, and I think we saw it in those later fights, Quaranteam just couldn't get out the damage. And if you can't get the reset, Li Ming can't go off. She needs Greymane to finish off one kill in order for her to just go bonkers.
Yeah, and you know what? I think maybe the Lucio's level 20 as well, the Bossa Nova, reducing the cooldown of Sound Barrier to 30 seconds. I think that probably made a big difference too, because you're right that the Li Ming was looking for those resets and couldn't find them. Wow.
Yeah, that was, and again, I'm pretty sure we both thought, I think we both thought it was over when that keep went down, and then suddenly it wasn't anymore.
Yeah, that's incredible. That great opener from Quaranteam, but they just couldn't find that place to finish it. Great defense from Anti-Clown Association,
but then a great defense from Quaranteam when they were defending the Protector in their bot lane, and then it looked like they were going to be able to push in and finish again, and then they were held off by ACA, and ACA comes in and takes the game.
Yeah, what a game! This was not 28 minutes back and forth. Both teams could have won it,
and only 4 Protectors. We did say if you get.
You did. You're right. Something was done right in this game because it ended before control point B2.
Right. B2
wow.
Or not B2. Isn't that how the quote goes?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think you're right. Actually, I think Shakespeare was actually playing Heroes of the Storm when he wrote that.
He was a man beyond his years.
Yeah. Okay. Let me ask you this, Taco. If Shakespeare was a Heroes of the Storm player, who would be his main?
If he was a player?
Yeah, like let's say he was playing for I don't know, Gen G back in the HGC days. What would be his
if Shakespeare had a name in game, it would be probably probably Alas Poor Yorick in Leet Speak.
Oh wow. Okay. I like it.
What were you thinking?
You answered a different question. I was asking what would be his main character that he would play.
What would be his main? I thought you said his name. Okay. What would be his main?
Yeah. Like, would he be a Murky player?
Well, okay, so going on with the Yorick concept, Gul'dan. No, Illidan, because on the Black Temple, Illidan staring into the skull of Gul'dan, and I'm sure Shakespeare would be a big RP kind of a guy, and so he would take the lore into consideration and be an Illidan player.
Okay.
Chat says Deckard and Anduin, though.
Interesting. So, and your claim is not only is he playing Heroes of the Storm, but he's also keeping up with the WoW lore. He's paying
Well,
that subscription.
I mean,
He's
I still
staying in.
think all the lore. I mean, even if you look at StarCraft lore, which I'm not that big, not that well known with, and Diablo lore, I
Mhm.
think the likeness of Illidan to that scene would would
Interesting.
take care of it.
Interesting. That's a fair point. I love it.
All right, let me
What a
see
game.
what's up. So Anti-Clown Association won that, so that means oh, I can't mess with Discord on my computer, otherwise we lose you.
And everyone gets to see your DMs.
Right. So I'm going. Well, just weird parts of them. So let me message the captain. Oh, I guess I can just do it. I can whisper.
I think Valimar really putting on a clinic. If you're at home watching and you're trying to be Samuro and you want to help your team with macro, I think this would be a game to rewatch. That Samuro really was just
Okay.
holding it down.
We
Yep.
have the results of the picks. We have the map of Infernal Shrines picked by ACA, which means Quarantine is going to be first pick. Infernal Shrines, create lobby. Mama Dovey saying that Shakespeare would be a Mal'Ganis player.
I like it. To feed or not to feed, that's very clever. It matches. It can fit into iambic pentameter quite well. Well, that's what we should do.
Uh-oh.
Which heroes? All right.
All right, so we
Lobby.
have Funds, Kelsier, Stoic. You're in the wrong spot.
I wish.
Okay.
I wish.
And now I gotta remember teams. Frosty is ACA. Carbon is not ACA.
Apparition is ACA.
Apparition is ACA. See, that's why I keep you around. What would I
Valimar
have done
also
without you?
ACA.
Valimar is ACA, and then that means the rest fill in on their own just fine. Kelsier is... Why can't I make him a captain? Oh, because this.
I am so excited for this next game. What
Yeah,
are
this is
we
gonna
gonna see
be
here?
after as, and I'm gonna use the word again, as bonkers as that first game was. I expect this game to be, I don't know, what's more bonkers than bonkers.
Well, so I think we have relatively standard hero choices here.
Okay.
But knowing the level that these players play at, and as well how well they know each other, we could see something crazy come out. It was, I mean, Division S last season. They one of these, I can't remember who it was. They played Cho'Gall. It might have been Valimar on Cho. Let me pull up my notes if I can find.
Well, he
it
couldn't
all.
have been both of them.
Yeah.
So do you think so we agree Samro's probably MVP of that game,
Oh,
right?
undoubtedly, yes.
Do you think the Samro and the Mephisto are banned?
You know what? That's a really good question. I can tell you how people ban in gold and in platinum. I have no idea what it's like up here. So I would say Samuro definitely worth a ban. That's Valimar's. That's his go-to hero. Definitely was outstanding. I think that deserves a ban. I'm not sure if they go as far to ban the Mephisto as well.
Thank you for the follow, Dazgra. Yeah, unfortunately, so as dominant as Quaranteam was, I'm not sure that any of their heroes. Because Sylvanas was on ACA, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, yeah. So I mean, the Li Ming going off. Hang on. Um, just making sure that I don't start the match when the team's not ready because
Yeah,
someone on the
I thought
team
that
is.
was,
I think that was a fair a fair question.
I agree. I will take that. I'm gonna put that in my pocket for later. I like that.
All right, I gotta fix this. Heroes. There you are. Now you're back in the draft screen, and everyone can hear you. This is a wonderful second game. All of those issues. Whew. We got them solved. I'm good at this stuff. Clearly. Um, yeah, so let's see how that's adjusted. I feel like Mephisto's another good pick here in Infernal Shrines, the area damage, and I think that might, on top of the objective and how he played that last game, might get the respect ban. But Deathwing going out first, because when you have Deathwing, you have to counter him at least a little bit, and he has big damage on this objective as well.
Really strong map for him. I think that's a good point that Quaranteam doesn't want to have to. They have a plan, and Deathwing's not part of it. So check him out.
Right.
Zul'Ban. Okay, this looks like every other match across all of NGS this week.
Yep. Well, not even NGS, just every match.
I guess all my Storm League too.
Yeah, Storm League, unranked draft. So what should we call unranked now that it's not Hero League and Hero League and Team League? I feel like ranked and unranked isn't viable right now. I feel like unranked should be called like Calm Weather League or something. Stukov banned out from Quaranteam.
I thought Stukov did a great job with the burst heals. I mean, Lucio had lots of heals last game, but Stukov really just popped those healing pathogens and really kept his team healthy when I thought they were going to go down.
Yeah, Sylvanas banned. I think that's strange that two of the... Granted, I mean, Sylvanas not as influential as Samro or Mephisto, but still played her role well in that game. I think it's interesting that both teams banned a hero that they played.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that that's interesting.
For the Horde.
Okay.
Joanna coming out again as the first pick, this time to Quaranteam. I say this time. I've already forgotten who was on which team. There's so much action, I can't keep up with it all.
Johanna was on Akka before.
That's right, yes. So, yeah, looks like the big tank swapping sides. Interested to see if we get an ETC again. Mephisto and Ana, here we go. Mephisto making another showing, looking for a stim from Ana instead of Lucio support this time. And by stim, I mean nano. Ana and LT are different heroes after all. Coming to the second round of picks for Quarantine, they respond with Maiev and they have a tank, probably a healer to get the crucial rolls out of the way. Rhaegar. So now they can't really be choked out on the rolls for their last two picks, as Anti-Clown Association comes into the next banning phase. What were you gonna say? I'm sorry.
Remember, but I'm thinking that Carbon played a great Li Ming, and I know he plays a great Maiev, so we could see some crazy plays here. I'm excited for whatever he's going to show us.
Yeah, this will be really fun, especially with those. Chad even says surprise no Maiev ban. Maiev also can just kind of show up out of nowhere and get pulls on top of the Joanna pulls, so that combos really well.
Yeah, I too am surprised that the Sylvanas ban came out instead of that Maiev ban. I mean, I think it's she's a scary warden.
Yeah.
Or whatever she is, I don't know.
Yeah, she's a warden. She's a warden of the vault. Tyrael banned from Quaranteam.
Interesting.
That is maybe the sanctification they have because Blaze and Raynor coming out for Anti-Clown Association. Joanna and Maiev have big area control, and so a well-timed sanctification or even a judgment on Maiev can really jack that all up. So that might be why. If Quaranteam comes back with the reverse sweep, we can ask them about it.
We sure can. All right, let's see what these final two pickups are. Hanzo
And
on
Zeratul.
Unaverted.
Cookie Man
Yeah.
on Zeratul because Valimir stole his cookie cooker.
Yeah. So here's what's a little scary here from the Quarantine. Carbon plays a mean Maiev, and Unaverted is a Hanzo main. So these are two real comfort picks that we're going to see.
It's just, I know that Joanna is beefy.
Woo, baby! Sorry, continue.
I know that Joanna is beefy. That Uther pick with the Blaze, that's going to be fun to watch. That is going to be really fun. Do you know anything about Funds other than that he's Grandmaster? Are we going to see Divine Storm?
I don't know. I don't know his builds. I do know that he plays Uther main tank, so we'll see.
All right. Oh, he plays Uther main tank. All right. So
I mean,
if he's playing Uther tank, then that's going to be a Q build because what that does is it gives him stupid amounts of armor and it lets his Q heal him while dealing damage to the opponent, so he can get that poke out there. I mean, I don't think that's a bad choice here. But
I mean, that's my guess. Unless this Anna is going to go for something else.
Being
Maybe
able to suppress the Zeratul and the Maiev, I think, is going to be big.
Yeah, those point and click stuns will be nice.
Yeah. So, what I was saying is, I don't think Joanna is really enough of a frontline on her own. As beefy as she is, I feel like Quarantine went really squishy. Speaking of Quarantine being really squishy, just as a reminder, as my buttons don't do what I tell them to do, we have Carbon on Maiev, Weary Day on Rhaegar, Cookie Man on Zeratul, Unaverted on Hanzo, and Chuggy on Joanna. What do we have over here on Anti-Clown Association?
From the Anti-Clown Association, we have Funds on Uther. Kelsier playing Raynor, Apparition playing Mephisto, Valimar on the Blaze, and Frosty Wind playing Anna. Hanzo getting quick stacks on his level 1.
Yes, Hanzo, when with scattered arrows, I mean simple geometry to improve scattered arrows, 2 stacks early on, and I've heard that the key for stacking this talent is to just throw them out. You kind of aim, you throw them out instead of trying to line up the perfect one. You lose that time that you can get them, and you just hit what you can with it. Now I'm sure as skilled as he is, that those quick aims, again, it is simple geometry, not complex algebra, so he should be able to just fire them off. Murda with the host. Thank you, Murda. Welcome, viewers, from Murda's game. I hope it was fantastic. We are in game 2 of Quarantine versus Anti-Clown Association. Anti-Clown Association taking the first game on Volskaya Foundry with a huge back and forth that we just didn't know how it was going to end. We kept thinking and we kept being wrong. Uther getting caught in the corner. That's not the gate. You can't walk through that, Uther. Rhaegar finishing off the Uther with a jump. That is big. First blood to Quarantine. And then Quarantine catches Anti-Clown Association on their camp. Raynor trying to get out with half health. Quarantine steals the camp. That's going to start poking down the middle wall. What a big steal from Quarantine, following up a kill. That's capitalizing on an opportunity.
Oh, we've seen this opening before. Last game, Quarantine coming out strong, looking for kills, looking for steals. And they're fighting both here in just the first 2 minutes. Looks like we got Valimar and Cookie Man are both double soaking top mid. Maybe not as much anymore, but for that first part, that definitely was their plan there. Raynor getting the value from his Exterminator talent in taking out that camp, but delivering it nicely to Johanna on the blue team. Mephisto continuing to go for that Lightning Nova build. Blaze about a third of the way to his Unstoppable quest, and Anna going for grenades and debilitating dart at 4.
First shrine will be active soon. Steel yourselves, heroes.
Both teams taking a second here to pick up their bruiser camps before this objective begins. And because it's so far, both teams will have to respond to that, sending somebody to clear that lane.
has been a rough broadcast for us today. Uh oh.
What happened? What's up?
Oh, I left the draft overlay up, so our beautiful faces were still blocking all the action.
Oh.
Cookie
Well,
Man jumping in. Looks like he's about to go down to the Blaze, but it's 1v3. Blaze going to go down instead. Never mind. He makes it through the gate. Zeratul coming out.
that gives Red Team a almost 10 Shrine Monster thing. 15, 20. 18, 19. Blue Team's still looking to push in top. Looking to maybe say this first objective's not as important. Valimar with a great escape there.
Yep. And Anti-Clown Association up, almost done with the objective. Zeratul getting slept, getting caught out. He blinks away. It might not be enough. Oh, he jumps to the Uther. Can't get off. The big stun from the Uther. That's going to kill the Zeratul. Joanna taking out the Mephisto in the process up at the top. But Anti-Clown Association going to get this first objective.
Red team has summoned a frozen
And Blue Team says, you know, we don't need that. We have a siege camp, and that does a lot of damage too, and they'll get the top 4. And we'll see if this first John Cena can get the same amount of damage.
John Cena! This is a frozen Punisher. That means it will be able to disable forts, and if Anti-Clown Association does it right, they'll be able to get a lot of push with it. Frozen Punisher disabling the buildings. But Anti-Clown Association skirmishing with the rest of Quaranteam up here in the jungle. That's almost more interesting than the Punisher pushing a fort. And Joanna gets caught by the Uther. Mephisto putting out the damage, but Uther putting on the smackdown. No Crusaders here, he says. Paladins only zone, even though this is a Diablo map.
Yeah, wow. So, siege camp is more important than objective. You've seen it here.
Yeah, the objective does go down. Rhaegar goes down over the siege camp though, and so does Zeratul. Uther with his trait quest done already. Divine Touch finished up. That's going to provide him a lot of extra survivability, and by Divine Touch I mean silver. They sound the same, I promise. It reduces his mana cost, and it's increasing his range, so he will be able to get a lot of value out of his Q.
So, Red Team now has a slight experience lead. They have a kill lead, although they are down 1 structure.
They did get that first objective. They have a siege camp pushing. And Maev picking up the Rainer, but not for long. Jumping away. There's a lot of looking for something right here. There it is. Uther gets a stun on Joanna. Mephisto jumps in. Joanna goes unstoppable. Tries to get the shield. It's not going to be enough. She goes down, and Hanzo finishes simple geometry. Help me with my math homework next time, please. Rainer running away from the towers. It pops him once, and then it goes down. They're looking to push the siege camp into this fort, but never mind. They back off. They're going to try to steal Quaranteam siege camp, but that's I think a fairly obvious play. Quaranteam looking to interrupt it, maybe even take it back. Uther still trying to keep it up, but he's seen by Hanzo with the Sonic Arrow. And Anti-Clown Association is able to take it as Falling Sword from Joanna comes in. Bunker drop, so is the Void Prison, stopping almost all the action. Ana gonna go down in the process. Zeratul picking her off. Rainer and Mephisto, Rainer and Blaze in the bunker as Uther goes down to the Zeratul. Cookie Man going crazy, but then going down, taken out. A 4-for-2, 4-for-3 trade in favor of Quaranteam. Blaze, Maev, and Hanzo are the only ones left up, as this next objective does get ready to spawn. However, Blaze is going to have to do a lot of damage control up here at the top lane if he wants his team to be able to come back into this objective. Maev going for the bruiser camp before this objective, trying to maintain that lane pressure. And Hanzo trying to clear out this wave before he comes up.
What a combination of ults we saw there. Johanna with the Falling Sword, the Warden's Cage, the Void Prison to set all of that up. I just didn't. That was a lot going on.
It was, and a whole lot happened because of it. Again, a 4-for-3 trade. Both teams do get their bruiser camps It looks like it's gonna push in favor of Quaranteam, but Anti-Clown Association does manage to clear out. The Bruiser Camp already marches out to the mid lane for Quaranteam. That's gonna get it killed first, more than likely, unless Quaranteam puts a little hand on a thumb on the scale there. Everybody pressed R, everybody died from Dude Who Abides. That the big
I
Lebowski
imagine
in
Dude
chat
Who
right now.
Abides. Yeah, I'm assuming that he is the previous player who was used to be on Anti-Clown Association. If that's true, hello, Dude Abides.
All right, looks like Anti-Clown Association pushes out Quaranteam on the objective. They're going to take the lead on the objective, just barely. Hanzo trying to get his poke with the exploding Qs onto the objective, trying to keep his team in the objective. Carbon on Maev looking for an opportunity to play. Uther bullies her out though. It's that hairy lumberjack chest, I tell you what. Oh, unstoppable Joanna walking in. Shield's about to go away. Condemn comes out, catches 3. A big stun, bunker drop, falling sword onto the Void Prison. How's this interaction gonna work? And it does knock them all up. What a play! Oh my God! Somebody please clip that. Clip that. That's a 4-for-0 off of the Void Prison. Something I'm gonna have to try to do. And the blaze goes out. What a play by Quaranteam! Holy shit!
I think that's what they were before, but it just didn't quite work with everyone getting in the bunker in time. But this time, no bunker, no game. Quaranteam smashes with team wipe.
Oh my God! And so Quaranteam getting the objective, getting and pushing in on the keep. I have a Quaranteam joke here in a second about that. Mephisto trying to catch the Maev. So Hanzo put the entire Anti-Clown Association in quarantine. Joanna decided not to social distance, and then all of Anti-Clown Association died when quarantine was over.
Yeah, that was an absolute massacre.
Oh my God, I can't even talk about the rest of this game. I need a drink.
Yeah. And this John Cena finds lots of value, getting the keep, but will die right in front of the core there.
Yes, it does. However, the keep is really all we expected out of that Punisher. As Anti-Clown Association was able to get up to defend, the death timers are still relatively short. There is a talent advantage to Quaranteam. They're coming back. That last game, they had an opportunity to close, and they missed it. And then they were not able to defend, and they're not looking to make the same mistake. They're not gonna let themselves get pushed out. They're gonna go out on their own terms and come back with a vengeance. So we get another Void Prison out. Falling Sword, we've seen this before, folks. Oh, it lands just in time. If this is able to blink out, Uther still goes down. Not quite as dramatic, but still freaking fantastic. Mephisto getting pulled back into the Maev, not enough damage. Zeratul about to go down from the tower, but no, he makes it out. Someone else takes aggro. He gets out with less than 200 health.
Yeah, that is a brutal combo, but lucky for Anti-Clown Association, it can only come out once every 90 or so seconds.
Well, as death timers get longer, that's really about all you need. And I'm glad I didn't ask, because now I know. I was wondering why Zeratul took Void Prison instead of Might of the Nerazim, because Void Prison seems to be the less present ult. Might of the Nerazim has a lot of play around it, but when you have a Falling Sword Joanna, Void Prison has all of the play around it, so that question's answered.
Yeah, that was some good old-fashioned wombo.
I just now noticed this is a Bloodlust Rhaegar, which makes sense into the Ana, because Ancestral Healing will get blocked every single time. Falling Sword out from Joanna, not going to go for the combo this time. Her ult will be back up a little bit after Zeratul so that they can make it work again. They are trying to push on this fort. Ana, with the darts coming out, Anti-Clown Association trying to defend the fort quite successfully, I might add. Quarantine not able to push in, even though it seems like they really want to.
Hanzo getting tons of this poke damage with his scatter arrow. Really just finding those angles.
Yeah. Again, math joke, simple geometry, something. Y'all can fill it in yourselves. You don't have to be that creative for a simple geometry joke, but it's there. It's ready.
Always ready for a good one.
I might be mailing it in at this point. I can't get over that play. I cannot get over that play. Anti-Clown Association keeping their fort alive, trying to come back in this match. At this point, knowing that how deadly that combo is and that it's available. Level 16s for both teams. How does Anti-Clown Association come back? How do they play around that? As the Condemn comes out from Joanna, Divine Storm misses as the Falling Sword goes up, lands on the healer. Frosty looking like he's about to go down. All three go in the bunker, but it gets taken out. Ana down, Mephisto trying to get out with his life, and he's going to get blinked back with no health. Vault of the Wardens catches him. 3-for-0 kill onto Anti-Clan Association. Something looks like, I guess, the camp finished off Blaze as he was trying to retreat. And that's going to be big for Quaranteam. That's a 3-0 trade right there. Looking to make it 4-0 on the Rainer. They're going to try to finish here, and I think it's too early at this point. Zeratol goes down. This core will freeze them if they're not careful. I think they should go for the objective and just try to get more pressure and win using the map. And it looks like they decided to back off and do something very similar.
Yeah, these new cores, they'll get you. They'll get you.
What am I looking for? There it is.
So blue camp still on the top, which will cause that core threat. They're forced to respond, Ana and Mephisto doing the same. This will give the blue team, Quaranteam, a significant lead on this objective.
We do have a grabbing the head emo in chat for not caging around the bunker. Talk about epic plays. But it still was a 3-for-0 trade, and I think that's worth it. They're almost done with this objective. They're going to leave the objective up until they have to finish it off so that they can get as powerful of a John Cena roided out as they can.
Really smart move here. Just going to take this camp.
Siege camp capped for Quaranteam. At this point, as exciting as this has been, I really want to see this go to a game 3. And this is the opportunity Quaranteam has to make that happen.
I think you will get your wish here. But last time, we were in a similar situation.
Yes.
Anti-Clan Association is not out till this core is gone, so we'll see what can happen
That's
here.
true. Mephisto looking for that level 20 to start going online. I'm going to try not to use bonkers too much this match, so I'll wait. John Cena jumping over the wall. It is a Mortar Punisher. It's not going to be able to put out a whole lot. However, the damage is fairly unpredictable. A big Dragon Strike. Dragon Arrow coming in. And
wow.
I can't even keep up with it all. The Void Prison goes out. Everybody's going to die. Mephisto, Joanna. Mephisto again, Rainer, Uther. I think this is it for Anti-Clown Association. Ana goes down, Blaze trying to put some poke out, trying to stay alive. 60, 50% on the core, 30, 20, 10. That's game number 2. Team Quaranteam, congratulations. We have my first game 3 in my history, week-long history of casting an NGS.
And I'm excited for whatever's going to come. That was that first game was an excitement. This second game blew my mind. I have never seen a combo. I haven't seen a combo like that in a long time. So I'm excited for what these teams are going to pull out for us. I don't know if the Anti-Clan Association was ready for that.
That I had never seen that interaction before, and holy crap, is that broken? And I'm gonna have to. I know a guy that likes to play Zeratol, and convincing him to go with that ult's gonna be hard, but I'm gonna have to try that out. I'm not a very good Joanna, but now I want to be.
Yeah, that's definitely inspiration. I hope that people out there are watching this, and I'd love to see this next week from a team.
Yeah,
A team who runs this in scrims this week or in Monday, Tuesday, and drops this on a.
yeah. I expect to see a lot of. Hey, did y'all see what Quaranteam did? And it's gonna start happening, I think. Uther, big impact for his team. However, it again just, I mean, it's hard to have that much influence as an Uther. He's kind of bulky. He's got some good defensive ability, but you can set up all you want, but the follow-up has to be there, and I think the follow-up was disabled by Quaranteam. I think Quaranteam's draft, now that we understand the Zeratol, was fantastic going into that team.
Yeah, that really was. I was out there talking about Hanzo and Maiev, who both played excellent games, but that Zeratul showed us something that we haven't seen before. That was impressive.
That yeah, that's why I'm still in gold. Um,
Yeah,
all right,
Cookie
well,
Man.
a fantastic game two. Here's the talents for everybody. Things to note: Ultimates, Dragon Zero, Warden's Cage, Bloodlust, Void Prison, and Falling Sword for Quaranteam, Divine Storm, Rainer's Raider, Durance of Hate, Bunker Drop, and Nano Boost for Anti-Clown Association. Folks, we do have a game three, and I am excited. Like, this is my first game three. This is going to be my fifth game tonight. I still have drink in my cup to keep me nice and lubricated. So this is gonna be fun.
I'm ready for it. This could go either way. We got two Titans who have fought before and are fighting again. And we're gonna see who takes it home tonight.
At this point, I'm excited to talk to whoever we get to talk to. That was. I lost my freaking mind.
Yeah.
I saw.
What did we just watch?
And you know what the greatest part about that was?
What?
So, the objective was going on, and we see the engage, and they kind of push out of the objective. And then because of the way Void Prism works, we had time to see it happen and talk about what was going to happen. And we got to speculate. I even asked the question, how is this going to work? And
Yeah.
it just did. Because we've seen interactions like that with Void Prison and Dropship, right? The Dropship, it still runs for part of that time because it's just drastically slowed down. So it takes into account that travel time. And so it still carries the dropship just a little bit farther, however much time it has left at its regular move speed. So I've seen dropships just move like into the jungle above the lane as opposed to across the map. And
Really?
yeah, it's there's some videos out there for dropship Void Prison interactions, and it's ridiculous. It's a good way to counter some things like that. I haven't seen it on a Falstad yet, but Falstad is. I wonder if it works the same because the dropship's supposed to be location based. All right, so we are going to Towers of Doom.
Okay.
We are going to go to Towers of Doom. If I can find it.
Yeah, wow.
Why is the custom game thing in alphabetical order? Can someone answer this for me, please?
What order would you like it in?
Alphabetical. Why is it not?
Oh, why is it not? I see. I thought you said, why is it?
No, why isn't? Like, come on. Come on, man.
That is strange. I never even noticed.
Why did that not work?
Man.
There we go.
Everybody in chat, tell your friends. Taco, El Taquito at Twitch is where you're going to see the new strats coming out.
Yeah, man.
Incredible.
Holy crap. I'm going to have to find more Quaranteam games because that was amazing.
Yeah. Well, they're kind of a new team. You could find them from the Regen Challenger bracket as No West players, but other than that, Weary Day, Cookie Man, Chuggy are all new to NGS. But they've come in with and they've came in and they've said they want to stay. So
Towers
excited
of
to see
Doom
what
picked by Quaranteam. All right. Funds needs to swap with Cookie Man. Let's see. Carbon and okay, this is all wrong. Valamur is on the right. Weary, right? Let's see.
Weary Day should be on the left. Good.
Weary Day, Carbon, Apparition,
On the right.
Jachugi, and Apparition. We're doing this together, friends. Is this right?
Kelsier, Apparition,
And Valamar does the bands?
Yep.
All right. All right. ACA is ready. Stoic and I are ready.
I'm so ready. This is awesome.
Waiting on Quaranteam to be ready. Holy crap. Everybody hold on to your butts. This is going to be insane.
I'm not sure like what's going on.
I
If this
need
is some kind of joke.
I don't know if this is allowed. Okay. All right, now we're going.
All right, let's do this.
To Towers of Doom.
This is Quaranteam's first time picking a map, and I'm sure they have something prepared for us.
Oh my god, that was... Sorry, I don't know about the observer rules and stuff yet. Again, this is still my first week casting, and it's been super fun, but people pulling fast ones on me. Alright, so yeah, like you said, this is... Uh-oh, did I mess... I jacked up. Hang on. Oh, no, you said... I didn't mess up. Quarantine's first time picking the map because they won. See, here I am confusing myself. Quarantine picked the map. ACA gets first pick. I did it right.
And look at this. They have that Johanna first ban. They do not want to see
Yeah, they don't want to see that again. Holy crap. And Zool,
nothing falling from the sky.
Zool getting banned, again, really prevalent in every map right now. Even though... So this map, a lot of people play this map wrong, and I don't expect that to happen at this level. But this map is all about pushing. Bottom lane wins this map. If you can take out the bottom fort and hold it, that chokes access to the bottom altar. It limits access to the middle altar. Top altars usually trade. They're on your own side anyway, as opposed to in the middle, so it's harder to choke them out. And I think the mistakes are most often made in crossing the map for that enemy altar instead of taking your own and fighting over by.
Interesting.
If whichever team can hold bottom lane is who I think wins. Li Ming coming out for Apparition, trying to stop. Who was it? Carbon on the Li Ming. I feel like that's a respect snipe. But
Apparition
there's no
also does
Miami.
play Apparition also does play a mean Li Ming, so.
All right, well let's see this Li Ming.
Li Ming, I love it.
Dibble's coming out. That I believe that is one of the skins that is not allowed. So let me go ahead and make sure that that happens. I can't. Oh my goodness. And I'm not able to because I'm not set as referee. I can't type in chat. Oh.
Material online. I will fight to my last breath.
Alright, hopefully we'll get that skin taken care of. They do have 2 minutes to correct the issue inside the game, or to discover and correct the issue.
Yeah. So if I remember correctly from the rules, if it's not brought up within the 2 minutes, it doesn't matter. Correct?
It's able to be addressed, so we can. Let's go to the rules while we're talking about it. Will you keep going with the draft while I pull it up?
Yeah, definitely. So we have the Diablo and Greymane from our Quaranteam. Blue team has Apparition on Li Ming, Tyrael by Funds, Rhaegar. So interesting. Quaranteam banned Tyrael last game, but not this game, and so Funds will pick up that Tyrael. And Rhaegar on the Frost. Frost to win on the Rhaegar. Blue team looking to pick up. Ooh, Deathwing made it through. Deathwing picked up by Cookie Man.
And a
who played
Lucio
Barrett
pick.
for a
The
while.
Lucio pick I find interesting unless it's for rotations.
Yeah, I think it's... But interesting. Is this really the rotating map? well, I mean, is
Well,
definitely informative.
if you get your altar, then go somewhere else with it.
True. I mean, and maybe this is just a function of the level I play at, but this is like for me, this is like a double soak, hold bottom.
If each team has 2 minutes to address a banned skin or mount. If a team is found to be using a banned skin or mount within the first 2 minutes on the game clock, the game will be reset with the same draft picks. If neither team addresses a banned skin or mount with the first 2 minutes, within the first 2 minutes, the game will continue without penalty to either team.
Yeah. So they have 2 minutes to let us know or figure this out.
Yeah. And Li Ming also has a banned skin. The striker Li Ming is a banned skin as well. But at this point, it's up to the teams.
I mean, Mechaterial. There could be a lot of banned people here.
Was Mechaterial a banned skin as well?
Yep. Sadly, it is banned.
Jeez. Lots of opportunity for mistakes here. But fortunately, with the skins, nothing really happens. It's either fixed or it's let through. So we have Greymane, Carbon on Greymane, Jachugi on Diablo, Cookie Man on Deathwing, Weary Day on Lucio, and Unaverted on Falstad going into Anti-Clown Association, who just disappeared.
Valia played by Kelsier, Li Ming played by Apparition, Funds playing Tyrael, Rhaegar played by Frosty Wind, and Valimar playing Leoric. It is a Mechaterial, so both teams currently using banned skins. Will it matter?
They can address it, or they cannot. This is interesting. Is this one of those things that negates itself?
I think so. Got a little bit of a dance party happening with the red team. Blue team just waiting patiently to head out.
So the skins can be banned for either visual effects or hitbox issues. But this is Heroic League, and so they might just not care.
I think that's what we're seeing here.
We do get Quaranteam going to soak all 3 lanes to start with, while Anti-Clown Association is trying to get some harass in the middle lane. Lucio poking around. He's trying to make the other team a little bit weary early on. Diablo going back up to his Greymane. Anti-Clown Association staying together as a tight 4-man, but they walk into a death bush. Murder bush from the Diablo. Diablo picking up the Tyrael. Tyrael not getting Eldruin out in time to teleport away. Tyrael goes down. First blood at 1 minute. Point Quaranteam. Leoric a big counter to Diablo. They're going back and forth.
Fun's asking not to be killed every game. But Diablo says delicious. Come walk near me in a wall again and see what happens.
Both teams getting their camps in the bot lane, so those are probably going to trade unless they fight over it, which it looks like they might be trying to do. 3v3 in the bot lane. Anti-Clown Association getting pushed back a little bit, trying not to take excess damage. Deathwing back at full health as Leoric starts rotating down. Falstad trying to poke out the Tyrael. 2-on-1 in the middle lane against Falstad. Bottom lane, like we said, that's where all the action is going to be. Quarantine gets level 4 as they have talent advantage for a few seconds. It's 3v4 now with the bottom lane.
Equal talent tiers now. As Li Ming going into that triumvirate, so she's looking to get these resets in these team fights before she gets kills.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be easy to get resets off of Deathwings. Most Deathwings I've noticed don't really worry about projectiles as much, and it's harder for him to dodge. So getting the resets on the W, that doesn't necessarily mean that she's going to commit to an orb build though. It's just going to help her poke on these objectives and delay them as well. Leoric getting caught out is going to be able to escape with the Wraith Walk. He's looking in bad shape. He's going to have to heal up before this objective, but he goes up to the top lane.
Interesting to note on the talent selection, Kelsier with a Q build Vala.
Again, I think that comes down to being able to safely poke.
Yeah. So it's pretty poke heavy from both of these assassins.
Yeah, and New York did go with a team fight heal level 1 talent. Whenever he hits an enemy hero, he'll heal 4% of his health. I think that's just with Skeleton Swing.
Unaverted, crosses the middle line during the gentleman's agreement and is killed for it.
Yeah, Falstad getting caught, not until after he gets cleared for Quaranteam. That's a trade on altars so far in this first objective. Now we have the big fight over the bottom lane. Ravenlord getting in on the chatting action. Doom to the Gravekeeper, he says with a laugh. And it looks like Ravenlord did get the second altar, did get the altar down bot. So four more points of damage on Anti-Clown Association's core. Definitely coming back up to fight with Leor, who gets his Drain Robe on Deathwing, gonna hit him with a lot of damage. As we go back to the 4v4 in the middle lane, not Leoric, Lucio. Lucio looking low. He goes back to tap off the fountain, and he's gonna join the rest of his team. Both teams looking to get their siege camps. One does it faster than the other. Are they gonna invade and get a pick? Maybe. Diablo anchoring though, trying to avoid that problem.
Both teams looking nearly identical in terms of experience here.
Deathwing with the drop down into the bot lane. We have a 5v4 in the bot lane. Leoric not able to keep up with that type of flight. A big flame breath coming from Deathwing as well to get rid of the Sapper camp, trying to give their Sappers an advantage. Diablo getting his 100 souls at less than 5 minutes in. That's going to be big, especially with that soul shield that he has. That's going to be a 75% spell armor for 4 seconds with a good solid amount of uptime up.
Interesting that they have the Quaranteam is using the double global of Falstad and Deathwing to be able to catch these waves as Leoric double soaks.
Yes, that's going to be big for their presence. This is going to be a 5v5 objective. It is the only altar up, worth 4 points of core damage as neither team has taken down a fort. Anti-Clown Association going in first, trying to get some poke out. They start to establish control, but then Quaranteam fights back. Diablo jumps in onto Leoric. Leoric 70 health, no health. Leoric goes down to a push-off from Lucio. What a trait used by Lucio.
Yeah,
and
love
now
to see it.
the rest of Anti-Clown Association is going to back off. Deathwing just shy of losing that second plate of armor as his team captures the objective, taking a 8-point lead on core health.
Looking at a 4v3 bottom lane. Healthy Minuet pushing in, but Greymane will make short work of that. His Anti-Clown Association looks to Calcio head back. Oh, Li Ming's caught out a little bit out of position.
Yeah, we do see an Apocalypse come out of Diablo, and then he dashes in on Li Ming, trying to combo out on her, but it's not going to work. She blinks out, she gets away. That's an Apocalypse down, and that's going to be big coming up into this next objective as Anti-Clown Association gets their ults. We see Reign of Vengeance, Wave of Force, Sanctification, Ancestral Healing, and Entomb.
Meanwhile, go ahead.
That Entomb's going to be big here in these tight quarters. Low health Greymane walking out after getting the hurt put on from Vala and Li Ming.
Yep. Oh,
Deathwing dropping in.
Right on top of Tyrael. Wall stun onto Tyrael.
He goes unstoppable, looking to jump over the wall with his Q. He's not going to be able to get it. Entomb body blocking half of the map. Tyrael goes down, explodes, doesn't get a whole lot of use off of that damage. Poke from Li Ming onto the camp, but it's not going to be enough. We do have Calamity out of Li Ming, so again, that W is just to help with harass and poke. This is still an E-build Li Ming. Vala almost done with her Q quest, given that it was at level 4. She's over halfway done. Falstad working on his seasoned marksman, and we have both teams capping their altars. It looks like uncontested both directions.
And if teams continue to trade, Quaranteam will come out on top.
Yes, at some point, Anti-Clown Association does need to make a move, a fairly aggressive move, unless they can catch a mistake. And in order to come back into this game. They are down by 2 altars.
Only slightly down in experience, but those core points will add up here. As blue team is pushing to this bottom wall, blue team wall is pretty healthy. That bottom tower is now half dead.
Yep,
Of
again,
Anti-Clown
trying to
Association.
get control of the bottom lane, especially this next objective coming up will be, again, a 1 altar objective. If they can get control of that fort beforehand, then they will restrict all of Anti-Clown Association's access to this altar to the top of this lane, right over here where they're kind of gathering up. Quaranteam moving back into the bot lane. This Falstad flying in. This is a 4v4. A big gust from Falstad pushing Tyrael and Vala into their side of the lane. A big combo onto Tyrael. Tyrael sanctifying in time after an ancestral healing from Rhaegar. He's jumping out. The Unstoppable going on to Vala from the Rhaegar. Huge, saving her life as she runs away. Great combo from Quaranteam. Fantastic disengage from Anti-Clown Association. Altar is about to spawn. They have pushed Anti-Clown Association back into their fort, but they don't really have control of it. Anti-Clown Association does have a place to run if they get into trouble without Quaranteam being able to push back. It is also a 4v5. No Falstad going up to distract the Leoric, so it's a 4v4 as Lucio caps. The rest of his team healing for him, or blocking for him. Lucio caps uncontested. That is a 12-point lead to Quaranteam. Vala does finish her Hungering Arrow.
Enough of this charade. Bring down the
That's going to reduce the cooldown by a lot and give it an extra bounce. Or not the cooldown. It's going to give it an extra bounce and increase its damage by a lot. Greymane goes down to the Vala. Deathwing landing. Not in time to save Diablo, though.
Yeah. Deathwing flew at the wrong moment and 2 go down.
It takes
Diablo and
15, 16 seconds. Well, it takes 15 seconds before Deathwing can even land, and then he still has to have the cooldowns come up for his abilities because they go on an internal cooldown.
Yeah, so he left, watched his team die, and then flew down to cry. So, good kills, puts Anti-Clown Association back tied in experience back in this game with 3 kills to 3 at the 10-minute mark. Tyrael getting some shielding on these bottom Sapper camp, wanting to push these in close, but Deathwing with the Flame Breath will make close. Short work of that. Diablo looking to steal the Sapper camp top lane. Chunked Leoric with a cursed bullet mid lane. Greymane lost half his stacks of Wizened and Duelist, which he took at 7, on his death in the bottom lane. So he was making good progress, but has been reset now, down to only 6 out of those possible 30.
Yep, we do have a 3 altar objective coming up. I do expect the top one to just trade again and everybody to fight over the bottom one, but then again, I'm not at this level of play. What do I know? Falstad and Leoric going with my speculation. However, 3 versus 4 in the middle, looking for Deathwing to show up. Falstad flies down, looking for a clutch gust. Deathwing dropping in. Li Ming trying to get some predictive damage off. Big Eldruin's might blocking the path of Deathwing into the rest of the team, but Lucio going to be able to cap, no problem.
Wow. And now Anti-Clown Association with only less than half the health on their core of Quaranteam.
Yes, and Quaranteam does have the level 16 advantage. That's going to be big for this next fight, but Anti-Clown Association is going to be able to probably get level 16 before the next objective. They're not too far off. It's almost certain that they'll be on even tier coming into this next fight. The tunnels are opening for the teleport from base to the middle of the map. This creates for faster interrupts on the objective channeling, thus negating part of the dead time.
Yep, and all towers have now been converted to keeps rather than forts, so be wary of that.
Yes. So they'll hit harder, they have more health. Big ancestral healing going out onto Tyrael just in time to save his life, and with that health fountain, he's going to get back to full health. Flame Breath coming out from the Deathwing to finish off the tower. Dragons destroying castles. It makes sense.
All of this, though, just a ruse to get that top camp.
Yeah,
Maybe not.
Leoric with the Entomb catches a Deathwing, but he gets blown out. Deathwing able to walk out just fine. The bellowing roar coming from the Deathwing. Rain of Vengeance comes out from the Vala to catch the Greymane. Greymane able to flip out. Diablo stunning the Rhaegar and getting him comboed onto the Apocalypse, but not with enough health to stop Li Ming from killing the Diablo as well. Deathwing and Li Ming also go down.
2-for-2 trade, but with Valimar falling, the trade will now be 3-for-2.
3-for-2 favorite Quaranteam. As this 2-for objective comes up, this is 2 altars, both in the middle of the map on the bottom half. It looks like, yes, Greymane able to capture the top one just fine, because while Leoric can slow, he can't do any real interactions with the enemy. So again, he's trying to life drain off of the Falstad in order to come up.
And
reduce
now
his
this
death
is
timer.
a 4-point game. Boss is now lethal.
Yes, the next capture for Team Quaranteam, whether it is the boss for 4 damage or an altar for 4 damage, as long as they don't lose a fort, any capture is fatal. Knowing this, Anti-Clown Association going ahead and taking the boss off the map. They were already halfway through the boss. That Monster Hunter doing huge damage from Vala. And that's a boss capture, 24-4. That's only 5 altars. But Quaranteam going hard in on this bottom keep, trying to get it down before the sappers take it out. No, they don't. Those 3 sappers wasted. They were going to try to push those in and leave Team Anti-Clown Association's core at 1 health, making it where all they need to do is get an altar at some point.
Yeah. And what a hard decision that Anti-Clown Association has to make, knowing that in taking the boss, they'd lose this bottom fort. And
It
with
is,
positioning
but
in
it's
the
better
next
than
altar-
immediately losing the game. Apocalypse goes out. What an engage. Leoric stunned against the wall. He goes down. No, he doesn't. Another beautiful ancestral heal with the healing tide. Not healing tide, chain heal.
And it looks like the poke.
A lot of
good.
poke coming from Li Ming. Almost takes out the Falstad. A big sanctification from Tyrael. Able to take out the Diablo, but not before he gets his 100 souls back. That is a respawning Diablo in time for this objective. It's still a 5v5 after all that effort. 4 heroics down from Quaranteam. 3 heroics down from Anti-Clown Association. They had the advantage slightly going into this fight. This Alter Tyrael trying to capture, but Deathwing interrupting with Skyfall. Deathwing gonna land. Leoric going hard in on the Greymane, but he goes too deep. Valimar falling. Lucio with the killing blow. Deathwing almost out of health as well. Vala goes down. What a turnaround for Quaranteam, on the verge of losing that fight. Instead, turn it around 4-0 on the fight. Tyrael capping the objective though, just in time. What a save for Team Anti-Clown Association, keeping them in the game.
Yep, Team Anti-Clown Association will have a chance to get 20. They'll have a chance to get back into this.
Now that was only worth 3 damage to the core because they're missing that bottom keep, and now they're missing the middle keep. If Team Quaranteam can get this top keep before Anti-Clown Association can get back this bottom keep, then the core will start pelting the other core.
Oh, and it's gonna be close.
We see the GGs in chat, but they're looking at a different part than we are. Or not, chat says. There goes the last core. Anti-Clown Association has just a few seconds left to finish this off. If they get it in time, they're gonna have 2 points left on their core. But top Sapper Camp is gone to Quaranteam. They're gonna have to defend that and take that keep back. They have a lot of work to do to come back into this game, but it's technically possible. I've seen crazier things than that happen on this map.
I've seen crazier things than that in this series. It's possible.
There goes the Sapper Camp. It's not going to get any damage out on the core, but again, Quaranteam taking that bot keep. as the altars are getting ready to spawn. Anti-Clan Association taking their top keep back.
A tower has been
And
They're gonna have
now
to
they're
win
trying to
them
get their
both.
mid keep. Maybe. No. They're just trying to stay in the game at all. They're going to go in for the objectives. Deathwing is down, and Deathwing's going to take a little bit to fly. He may just walk to the... Nope, he's going to fly. Deathwing's in the air looking to land. It's going to be 12 seconds. Skyfall helps reduce that, I believe. Altars are up. Quaranteam only has to get one. Big engage from the Diablo. Stun, stun. Tyrael goes down. They're not going to let him do that backdoor again. Diablo finally gets his charge quest done. Deathwing chasing the Vala. Falstad capping the bottom lane with the Perma Gust. That is the game. Falstad with the capture on the bottom altar. Series Quaranteam. Congratulations, Quaranteam. What a game. What a match. Reverse sweep from Quaranteam.
Excellent game all around. What a series we just had here tonight.
That was redonkulous.
Redonkulous, it definitely was.
All right, I will see you in a lobby with the captain.
Sounds good. I'm excited.
Holy cow, that game.
Yeah.
Big damage numbers coming out from the Vala and the Greymane. Vala with more damage, of course.
Yeah. And you know what? Leoric with the soak, 23,000 points. Really, like, I think there was just there was some struggle there that was losing those early objectives.
Well, if you look at the difference with the soak as well, Leoric was double soaking, while the Quarantine was going back and forth together for the most part.
Yeah.
And-
No,
So
You're right.
the difference is a little bit skewed, but again, a lot of solo soak right there. But you can see a big difference in the rest of the soak between the teams if you look at the other four members compared to the fairly even soak of Quarantine.
That's a really fair point here. That Falstad, Greymane, Deathwing.
Yeah. We saw Wind Tunnel from Falstad there at the end to help secure the altar. Wind Tunnel is such a fun talent. But again, so we didn't see it. We only saw it once right there at the end. And Leoric did go buried alive at 20, probably the strongest 20 in the game, except for maybe Wintermute. So, but it was unfortunate that we didn't get to really see that in action because that is such a big silence as well as a body block. We do have Cookie Man though in the lobby. Cookie Man, what a series! Like holy crap! If you could hear us screaming, hear me screaming at least. Wow.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah. Oh, what? How does it feel? This is almost a revenge battle. I mean, I guess you guys won the last one under a different name, but had lost 2 previous matches with these guys, I believe. So this is kind of a rivalry developing between you guys. So that's pretty good for a first week matchup.
I think we did pretty well. Like, we're seeing a lot of improvement in our team, so that was really good.
So one of the things that we were wondering, and we saw it kind of in the we kind of saw why in this third game, but in the second game y'all banned out the Tyrael, and we thought it was the hard engage with my Evan Joanna, and y'all didn't want the sanctification. And then we saw a combo that we'll talk about in a second. But what was the motivation for banning the Tyrael?
So we know Fun Buns has been playing a lot of Tyrael, and it's very threatening. And we knew we were going to go for VP combos in that game. And one of the biggest counters of that is Gust or Sank. And so we wanted to make sure he did not get any Sanks.
So, speaking of VP combos, holy shit. So, you got to go back and watch at least the first time y'all did that. If for no other reason than us talking about it. Because, so we saw the engage on that objective, and then you pushed them out of the objective. You were you were the Zeratul that game, right? Cookie.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
I was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought I lost you for a second. So you were the Zeratul, and y'all pushed them out, and we saw the falling sword go up in the air, and then the Vorpal prison came out, and falling sword lands on the Vorpal prison. And I know you know how long Vorpal prison lasts because you picked it, and we had enough time to sit there and talk about and say, what happens next? Is this going to go off? Is her falling sword like done? What's gonna happen? And then chaos ensues. um, and it was at that point that I'm pretty sure we knew how how that game was gonna go. Was there, with all the back and forth in game one, was there a point in game two where y'all were worried?
I think after game one, we kind of figured out what we needed to run against, and so we wanted to run a more aggressive team. So putting me on something more aggressive, so Zeratul or Deathwing, so I can kind of zone out their backline because their backline was very threatening, and so the VP or the Deathwing was what really helped us out there.
Okay. So game one was super confusing. Um, because, well, y'all had a huge advantage going into the core, and y'all got that keep. Now I'm trying to remember. Y'all had Tree Glove advantage, and y'all were pressing it, and then it looked like y'all tried to end too early and got pushed out, and then they got the advantage, started to push through bot, weren't able to finish, and then y'all took the advantage back. That's when it looked like y'all tried to end too early. Y'all went top lane, ignoring the fourth objective coming up, which that fourth objective is huge, and tried to end through the top. ETC got caught, and then, well, frankly, they came for your cookies and finished through the bot lane with the objective. Well, talk to me about that shot calling there, the decision, what went wrong, and what it was supposed to look like.
Yeah. Okay. So I think when we were going into that bot thing, we had all five of us had an item, so we were very far ahead.
Yeah, that was nuts.
Yeah, I think maybe I shouldn't have been in the Triglav. We should have had someone like either Stukov or Grayman in it, so they couldn't get a. But since they had such a guaranteed blow up comp with Blessed Shield and the Mephisto, and then a Sylve ult afterwards, like that's a ton of damage to follow up. So maybe we should have just split up a little more. I think we just got a little greedy and ahead of ourselves with that bottom push.
Yeah, the 5 items, we were talking about that too. Like, that's a ridiculous way to start an objective. And Mephisto's damage was big. Sylvanas able to keep y'all suppressed for a little bit. But we were looking at the Samuro, and the Samuro keeping map pressure, basically doing all the macro, and we feel like that's really what kept him in that game. And then Mephisto's bonkers damage at the end of the game was just able to finish it. But let's stop talking about your loss, because we figured that out. That second game, again, just dominant. It looked like it was going Anti-Clown Association's way for a while until y'all hit 10s and were able to start comboing. And was that kind of what y'all expected?
Yeah, we knew going in early we were going to struggle a little bit, but we actually started getting a few picks, which kind of snowballed into our 10s faster, and so we just got even farther ahead.
Yeah, and again, I lost my freaking mind when I saw that. I'd never seen that interaction before, and it was amazing. Game 3. Y'all picked the map, and Towers of Doom is not a very popular map. Most people hate it. Y'all held control of the bot lane, which is how you win that map, as far as I'm aware, is control of the bottom lane. And y'all took 2 globals. Is Towers of Doom a map that y'all practice?
I think Towers of Doom should be an important map that a lot of teams should practice, because it kind of gives you a lot of variety. So you have good macro, it teaches you good bot lane pressure, and your tank is very vital, and so you really need to practice a lot of stuff. And you also need to learn to give and take, because on that map you can give a lot more than a lot of other maps, since losing the objective doesn't mean they get XP and snowball. But yeah, I think going in there we wanted to take a couple globals for stalling and just overall map pressure, because map pressure is super big when you're trying to control bot lane.
Yeah, absolutely. And because of how it chokes access to those altars, it again, yeah, it also helps hold that pressure. Tyrael sneaking that altar from y'all at the end. Did anybody see it?
We saw it, but we were just too. You should have heard our comms. We were screaming to get the stall.
I was ready to see a slight comeback. that not a full comeback, of course, but at least enough to draw out the game a little bit more. But I feel like Mephisto would be able to start going off if that happened. So it's probably a good thing that they didn't in favor of you guys. Um, Tell me about your draft, because that's two globals and a global ult, but that you don't really use Apocalypse for its global presence. You use it because you're comboing out. Um, this is, I mean, it's kind of a kooky looking draft, though. Honestly, tell me about the
Yes.
draft.
Okay, so we wanted Diablo for two reasons. One, for his point and click CC, since they didn't have anyone that could stop him. Like, they didn't have a main tank themselves. They had Tyrael, right?
Right.
So we wanted someone who could just click on someone and we could get the kill. And we also wanted the APOC pressure because we wanted them to think we wanted Zeratul again, but in reality we wanted Deathwing. So on their third ban, they didn't ban Deathwing, and we got that.
Okay. What about leading into it would have made them think you wanted the Zeratul?
I think just from the presence of our last game, how we kind of figured out that they're very backline oriented.
Okay.
And so we wanted to be aggressive. And the Diablo APOC combo with VP is very scary, and so we really wanted them to think we were going to go Zeratul.
All right. Tell me about your Deathwing build real quick, and then I'm gonna throw it over to Stoic, see what he wants to ask you.
Yeah, so that Deathwing build, the main two talents you want to look for are the first two W ones, because that really lets Deathwing just go on the backline and stay in the backline. Just lots of healing and lots of damage. I think those are really, really important. And that level 7 is vital if you want to stall on that map.
Yeah, I've seen that level 7 for Cursed Hollows and Towers of Doom for that stall tactic. Is that normally what you would take on Deathwing, or just for the situation of this map?
I think that's generally what you take because those are just the strongest talents. But that is probably why they are the strongest talents.
I'm a fan of the spell armor reduction because it gives more. It gives you your cooldowns faster when you land as well. It just feels more impactful, but not from the skies. Obviously, it's only impactful once you're on the ground. And you went bellowing roar, and instead of enhancing your ult, I see both very frequently. Is that just because you didn't expect a lot of give and take on the towers, and you just wanted your ult for positioning, or was there more strategy with the fear?
You generally want to pick fear because you need Leo to get off you, and so whenever he's diving you, you just need like a get off me card essentially when you get entombed.
All right, fantastic. Stoic.
Yeah, I got Cookie Man. Great games, excellent. That Zeratul play had all of us so entertained. My questions are less about the games and more about Quaranteam as a new team here in the NGS. I'd just love to hear your perspective on the formation of this team and what you guys are looking for the rest of this season.
Yeah, so we are very new, but I think we're improving very rapidly. Just like even in those games, we are picking up on what the enemies are doing and how we want to change our comps with that. We kind of take it game by game basis, and so we learn from every game we play, and we just kind of move on from that.
Awesome. How did you five? Because you guys had a strong showing, even in the game you lost. You came out so strong. How did you five find each other to make this kind of perfect storm here?
I think we all recognize each other's names from like Storm League. I feel like that's how a lot of teams start. Like one person's like, "Hey, I want to start a team. Let me look at who's open." And Carbon came to me and he was like, "Hey, we need a DPS player." But I ended up moving to offlaner.
Mm-hmm.
Our team just kind of started shaping up. We got some, more players. We kind of filled out our roster, and yeah, that's kind of how it started.
Awesome. I mean, it's a cool story coming from a relatively unknown, some unknown names, because NGS is a lot of people who've been around for a while, but you guys burst onto the scene and have made a name for yourself. That's all I wanted to say.
So, speaking of being a new team, I don't know how much y'all seen of NGS. I have seen a week of NGS, as I am new around here as well, so I don't really know the teams all that well. But from what you've seen so far, where do you think Quaranteam fits in Heroic Division?
I'm not super familiar with who's in it.
Have y'all done any scouting, really?
No. We actually don't do a lot of scouting going in. We kind of just, like I said, we take it like game by game.
I'm just here to play
Until-
games, man.
That's true. I am here to play game. We're here to play games. We're here to win. We're here to do our best.
All right. So if you haven't done a whole lot of scouting and you're not really sure where you fit in, then my next question is a bust. Also, is there any team in particular that you're looking out for, concerned about, anything like that? Which, based off your previous answer, I'm going to guess is no.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you anyone that's playing.
All right. So, is there anything else that you feel like we should ask you? Anything you want to share in particular, before we move on to shoutouts?
I don't know. If you want to know builds, always ask players that are playing in these kind of games. They can tell you probably exactly why they went those talents. Just like anyone in chat or anyone who just wants to know how to build a specific hero, there's a lot of really, really good ideas and comps you can run in here.
All right. Well, fantastic. That's really good information. All right. Shoutouts. All you, brother.
Shout out to Carbon. He kind of kickstarted this whole thing. He really keeps his team together, unaverted, always with that positive energy, always keeping the vibe good. Weary day with the monster good heals. Like, this man's a psycho. I don't know. Like, I think we're just doing so good. And, I would never forget my boy Chichuk. This guy, he can really land some crazy stuff. He's so aggressive, but when he gets it, it's good.
Yeah. Well, fantastic. Oh, so were you starting to say something?
Yeah, and I was just gonna say, shout out to you guys for hosting this. This is amazing. I'm glad this is going on.
Oh, it is so much fun. This is probably one of the best things I've done ever. I love it. Absolutely. I have so much fun doing all of this. And again, like, this is my first week of it, and I couldn't be more enthused. Getting to talk to you guys, getting to meet you guys, getting to watch these games. And I've been picking up, once I realized it, I started picking up the heroic and ADIV games more. Granted, it's my first week. How can I go with more? I picked up a game on Tuesday and Thursday, and then I looked at the schedule and was like, I got to do this stuff because I also want to get better. And being able to watch you guys playing. Hell, there was a grandmaster in this match. Granted, he was on the losing team, which, what does that say about you guys, right? No offense, funds. But I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, being able to watch you guys get these builds, being able to see how they work, being able to see team comps, being able to see ability interactions that I've never seen before is phenomenal. Like, I'm gonna go start trying to do the VP falling sword thing and try to get it coordinated. Like, that's awesome. So thank you so much for the opportunity to watch you guys. And where did we go? There we are. So yeah. So again, fantastic match. Congratulations. Make sure you celebrate with your team, but don't party too hard. All right.
Thank you.
All right, and one last very important question before I let you go. What's your favorite type of cookie?
Oh, Thin Mints for sure.
Thin Mints. You're going Girl Scout cookies here. Okay, but if you were to make your own, or have someone make some for you.
Probably some like macadamia nut cookies.
Ooh, all right, classy choice. All right, thanks, man. Again, congratulations, and I look forward to seeing you guys develop as a team. Oh, that was the other thing. Real quick, I'm gonna go back on what I said. There were lots of opportunities in this game, especially. This is the first 3-game match that I've seen or casted. What do you think your team did really well, and what in this match? And looking at this match, what is it y'all did poorly and need to improve on?
I think our snap decision making was very good in these games. Like, as soon as someone did something, like I got the VP, we were all ready to follow up. So I think that was probably the best thing I've seen. Worst thing, maybe a couple bad calls. Like, for instance, going in that bot keep first game trying to end. Like,
Yeah.
that kind of ruined the whole thing.
Okay, so kind of looking at the snap decisions in both directions, huh? Looking at
Right.
Okay, fantastic. All right, now for real, I'll let you get out of here. Thank you so much. Have a good one, man.
Thank you.
Great games, Cookie. Good luck this season.
Thank you so much.
All right, Stoic, I'm gonna bring you back.
Sounds good.
Maybe. Let's see if I can make this work. What? There we go. There we go. Uh-oh, now you're super quiet. What happened?
I don't know.
Oh, there we
How's
go.
this? Maybe my little guy got hidden.
So, what a match. That was fantastic.
That really was. What a crazy day of Heroes of the Storm.
Did
Awesome games here in Heroic Division.
they play the way you expected?
I'll be honest. A lot of team fighting. Most of the time I'm expecting these teams to be short, quick, like bursts with a clear winner. But there was a lot of brawling on all three of these matches, and that was a surprise. Also, the Towers of Doom was a surprise. I expected a double four-man, doing their thing, and then something else. But that surprised me there on Towers of Doom that they went for the double global to do the same thing and ended up beating Leoric that way.
Yeah,
So,
that was big. I was surprised a little bit. I expected. Well, I don't know how to say what I expected out of it, but what I didn't expect was, like you were talking about, like you have quick fights and done, or kind of what we expect. But after the exchanges, there were a lot of really long periods in between that didn't give us a whole lot to talk about with what was going on. Which I'm sure we could have filled with talents and stuff. But um, the there was a lot of the macro play involved some hurry up and wait. And I was kind of surprised to see that where one guy's going to do pressure and the rest is staying grouped, not doing anything because you don't want to do something just to do something and risk a throw. So you just kind of wait for the opportunity. And so that kind of surprised me a little bit, but it makes sense looking at it. But I expected it to be jam-packed nonstop, and it wasn't.
that is a good point. Definitely, they definitely knew what they were doing and knew what not to do. They found value in all the little places they could, min-maxing here and there. But when there was something that could go wrong, they weren't there doing it, which I think really shows.
Who would you say, if you had to pick one player most impactful in this match?
Man,
Vorpal Blade Falling Sword doesn't count.
yeah, that's tough. I think that I'm gonna have to say I think Cookie Man. It's got to be somebody from our blue team, Quaranteam. I would say Cookie Man. Really, all three games. I think Blaze, he had some great saves on bunkers, keeping people alive. I think then as the Zeratul VP was awesome, but then as Deathwing, he was oftentimes dropping in the middle of a fight, splitting the back line off from the front line, and allowing the rest of the team to make their plays there. So I think Cookie Man really showed us some cool things there. But I mean, the macro pressure of Valimar on his Samuro game one was really a clinic there. So if I had to choose blue, I'd choose Cookie Man. If I had to choose red, I'd say Valimar. What about you?
So I think the overall most impact, while Samuro had the macro in the one game, I'm gonna go. I think Mephisto in general. I forget who it was playing the Mephisto. I forget who it was on that last game. I'm sure you can. That was Apparition, right?
Apparition played
Yeah,
Mephisto game
yeah.
1 and 2.
Big results on Li Ming. Well, it doesn't really reflect it in the stats. The presence from Li Ming was definitely there, and I think the Mephisto pressure was huge. But again, yeah, I think Cookie's presence was fantastic on Quaranteam, and obviously it was enough overall to push them over. But I think
Yeah.
the absolute pressure from Mephisto, I think that makes him the MVP of the match, personally.
Yeah, he definitely brought out the pain game 1 and 2.
Yeah. Great match, fantastic match, and it was so much fun. It was so much fun. Thank you for being here. It was really fun to have you as well. Once we sorted out all the technical stuff, and now I know how to beat that in the future.
Yeah, we've had a good night. It's been a great time.
Oh yeah, it was amazing. So with that, thank you so much everybody for joining. Thanks for hanging out. There is a in the chat bar, and it was just a little bit ago, so I'll link it again. There is a review form that you can fill out for casters, old and new. And given that I am a new caster, I would really appreciate you filling this out. There's opportunity to talk about me and also Stoic. You tell us the things we did well so that we can keep doing them for you. Tell us the things we can improve on, like the technical issues, like having cursor guides on, or things that we didn't show you enough, talking about the talents. Anything that you think would help you enjoy the stream more, please let us know so that we can bring you a better quality product while we're having all this fun. Thank